More crime. Retry crime, realizing she just became the murder suspect. Wow.
You don't care. You care about you.
No, I
You are
do
the
care.
only one that you care about. You're the most selfish woman I've ever seen in my life.
No, I do
Damn,
care.
okay.
Who do you care about? When you
care
look in
about
the mirror,
myself.
I care about me, and that's
No,
it.
I don't. I'm
Holy
going to go
shit.
in prison for something I didn't even do and sit on a mattress with no pillow.
No,
With
they
no
give you
pillow.
pillows
No,
in
you get a
prison.
pillow.
Yeah, they give you pillows.
Oh, I heard
You
they
even
didn't.
get-
Oh, okay, then I will go.
Pillows and blankets, sheets, all that stuff. You get linens in prison.
Oh.
On November 15th,
Oh, then I'll.
2006,
Okay, then I'm guilty.
Abraham Shakespeare stopped at a convenience store. in
Whoa,
Frostville,
what a
Florida,
name.
And he bought a soda and 2 lottery tickets. A few days later, Abraham would realize that he had just won $30 million. In 2006, if a person
What a
won the lottery
name,
in
bro.
Florida, their identity would be revealed to everyone. Over the next several years, Abraham would become very frustrated. He would tell his family that he wished he had never won the lottery because the people he believed were his friends just wanted his money. One of these so-called friends
that's
was a
happened
woman by
a
the name
decent
of
amount.
Dee Donigan Moore, also known as Dee Dee. Dee Dee had a history of attempting to start various businesses, which would all fail. She also had been arrested several times for shoplifting, check fraud, and insurance fraud. At one point, Dee Dee defaulted on a car loan, and she was worried that her car would be repoed. Her solution to this problem was to hide the vehicle at a friend's house and then tie herself up on the side of the road. She claimed that she had been held at gunpoint while her car had been stolen. Not wanting to be involved, her friend told police that her vehicle could be found on his property. Dee Dee's greed would eventually lead her to Abraham. After earning his trust, she became his financial advisor. Wherever Abraham went, Dee Dee was right behind him, at least until November 9th, 2009,
Oh boy.
when Abraham went missing. When the police began their investigation, they found that not only was Dee Dee living in his mansion, but all of Abraham's assets were signed over to her as well. Dee Dee claimed that Abraham was tired of dealing with people asking for his money, so he gave everything to her and fled the country. The police did not believe Dee Dee's story, so they began their investigation into Abraham's disappearance. A few weeks later, a friend of Abraham's named Gregory Smith told police where they could find his body. He claimed that Dee Dee had taken Abraham's life and buried him behind his own mansion. When the investigation began, Dee Dee became very concerned and buried him behind of Abraham's named Gregory Smith told police where they could find his body.
What?
He claimed that Dee Dee had taken Abraham's life and buried him behind his own mansion.
Why would
When the investigation began, Dee Dee became very concerned she would be caught, so she asked Gregory if he knew of anyone that would take the fall for murder. Gregory told her he did, so Dee Dee gave him the murder weapon, and she showed him where he could find Abraham's body. When Dee Dee was brought in for interrogation,
Oh, what an idiot.
she begged the police for protection. She claimed that she had been threatened by a man named Ronald, and she believed that he was the murderer.
You don't ever believe
I was
me
trying to do
right.
Thank you.
You don't ask me for you don't protect me. You won't do nothing. You don't care if I'm killed. You don't care. You don't think it's a big deal. You think I've done this. You think I took a gun and shot somebody.
Look at the bright side. If you can convince me, you can convince anybody.
But you think I took a gun and shot
Am
this
I right?
man.
If you can convince
Hang
me,
on.
you can convince anyone. So
Now
calm
look.
down. I'm not yelling at you.
I haven't met you yet, okay, other than meeting you out in the parking lot, okay? So let's not get off to a bad start, okay? I think we got some things to talk about. Obviously, I've only been involved with the information entailing this whole thing for right at 5 days now, okay? I don't have 10 months of knowledge like Detective Wallace and Detective Clark, okay? When you're talking about 2 agencies involved with each other, we have unlimited resources. We can find out and accomplish anything we want to do
Terrible
as a collective
communication, though.
agency together, okay? Now, I rely on them because this pretty much has been their investigation.
Well, I have lied to them because I've been scared of this man and they don't believe me. I asked for protection.
Okay.
They kept asking me. They knew I was keeping something from them. They knew I kept hiding something. I'm not telling them everything because I am really scared. They don't believe me. I ask if they could give me protection and I tell them. After last night, I didn't care.
Okay.
Once I found out that he really died, I didn't care. I'd rather be dead myself. I don't care. I will rotting in jail.
All right, time out. This man that you're supposedly scared of, who are we referring to?
The guy's name's Ronald, and Ronald exists. He even threatened. Talked to him. He threatened him because called me because he got a threat from Ronald too. He threatened him so bad that he went up to the sheriff's department and filed a false report to say the man was still alive. I don't care if if my sister, somebody killed her, I would not go file a false report and say I've talked to her if I didn't. That is my sister. I'd rather be dead myself.
All right. Let me just preface it this way. All right, Ms. Moore. Like I said, this has been 5 days of me catching up to the information that these detectives at Polk have accumulated. And they're jam up, they know their business, they know exactly what they're doing, and they pretty much know everything. Now, hang on a minute, okay? 5 days of catching up with this stuff. I've seen a lot of the interviews. I saw your interview from Monday night.
I do.
Okay, and I'm going to sit here right from the start and let you know, I'm not going to sit here and listen to more twists and turns.
Hi, Jack.
We're not going to go down different roads and paths because I don't need to right now. Hang on, hear me out, okay? I'm gonna sit here and listen to you, okay? And I want to hear from you.
Hear you out.
But I want to preface it by
Where's the
telling
image?
you, I'm not going to be led down the wrong path. I'm not going to be led astray because I'm not going to spin my wheels and waste my time, and I'm not going to waste Polk County's time because you know why? We don't need to. A lot of our questions have been answered now, and now it's time to lay everything out on the table and get to the bottom of it. Okay? And I have my opinion along with Detective Wallace, and we're pretty much on the same page.
I know. He thinks I shot the man. He thinks I took a gun.
Did you hear the part that he said we're on the same page?
That sounds like Miss Piggy.
We're on the same page. Okay, so let's just keep that clear. All right? Like
You
I
think
said,
I shot the man?
I'm not telling you what I think right now because I don't lay out my cards like that.
Okay.
I'm willing to listen to you to a point. Okay, but when I'm done listening to some more charades, we're going to cut it off right there.
Okay.
All right? Let's not waste our time anymore. Let's not waste his time. Let's not waste my time. All right?
Okay. Well,
Because as of right now, listen to me. As of right now, I have a homicide in my county. And I have a
Man's
body
on a
recovered,
soapbox
obviously.
right now. Get on with
That's a
it.
pretty good idea of what happened. Now, so I'm going to lay it out right now.
I did not kill that man. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't
Then
pick
who
up
did?
a gun. I told him that is true.
Ronald. Holy shit.
Ronald-
Calm down. Ronald's got a
He
family.
scared him so bad that he went. Is that true? Did he file a false report? Did he say that he seen Abraham? He never went up to the sheriff's department.
There's been no report from anybody that he was alive.
None.
None.
So he lied to me.
Dee Dee, enough of the
Okay,
lies.
okay. Then he lied to me. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no one's lied to you. In fact, let me give you a hint about
Oh, it's a
I've been talking to him
name.
every day since this thing's been going on. And I know
Okay.
that you've approached him about things, and
Okay.
you've offered to pay him money to tell stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Look at me for a minute.
The detective is referring to the multiple times that Dee Dee paid Gregory to help her. Gregory was paid to call Abraham's mother and pretend to be Abraham. He was also paid to tell people he had seen Abraham as well.
Me for a minute, okay? This is very important, okay? Let me tell you something. None of the little stories like you
probably
told
their
are gonna
last
fly
name.
anymore, okay?
Or their actual
Honestly,
name.
At this point, what you need to start realizing, if you love your son like you love your son, like you
Yeah.
tell me you do,
I
okay?
do.
You need to make sure he has at least one parent left on the outside.
He
Okay.
does. James
Listen
did
to me,
nothing.
listen to me. All right, it's time to start admitting what you did, honestly. No more games about Ronald. No more, listen, no, look at me. Look at me. No more, don't say another word, listen to me. No more games about Ronald. No more games about Shaky Sean. None of the
Shaky
stories,
Sean?
none of the convoluted mess, okay? I have a very good idea of what happened, okay?
Okay, you tell me. then.
James
Player
Moore
3 has entered.
did
What the
exactly
fuck? Who the
that
hell
thing,
is that?
Okay, I know he did, all right? James Moore knows he did, okay?
Who the
I just
hell
spent
is
the afternoon with
Shaky
James Moore.
Sean?
Okay?
Hey man, what's going on?
I just left with James Moore,
Mhm.
all right? We know what happened. Now, it's important for you to tell the truth. If you want RJ to have his father out here with him
James didn't do anything.
If you want RJ...
He dug the hole.
Dee Dee's husband did dig a hole that would eventually be Abraham's grave.
Oh, shit.
However, at the time he did it, he believed it was one of Dee Dee's many landscaping projects. The detectives know that he is innocent.
Smart.
If they can get Dee Dee to believe that he may be charged, she could confess to protect him.
Smart.
Okay, it's important. It is important. The rest of your son's life is on. The rest of your son's life is in jeopardy for right now for what you say. Now, okay, you have been selfish beyond selfish. Okay, you have done things that the average person would never even think of doing. All right, it's time now to stop thinking about Dee Dee more. It's time to start thinking about RJ more.
You're putting your 15-year-old child in jeopardy.
You're crazy. Wow.
And I say that with meaning because of the fact that people are looking at both parents.
I already told Clark that James didn't know what that hole was.
And how could he not know?
Because what I did was...
You're looking at a 5 to 6 foot hole. How could he not know?
Because I told him we were burying some concrete. We had buried concrete out there on the property before. If you look in front of that building, there's concrete buried. There's concrete buried right in front of the brown building to the left.
The one build, like the little shack-looking thing that has new stucco and paint?
That one. There's concrete buried right there in the property.
There's no concrete buried where the victim was found.
I know that. What happened was...
What are you doing?
And I don't care what you say. As far as I know, I didn't pull that trigger.
Dee Dee spends the next 20 minutes going over her newest story. In this version, Abraham owed a man named Ronald some drug money, and when he couldn't pay, Dee Dee was told to dig a hole for Abraham's body. Dee Dee's husband dug the hole, and then he left. And then she claims that Ronald buried Abraham, and the reason she didn't tell police until now was because she was
talking to me lately.
Wait, do you have tattoos on the bottom of your feet?
No.
What?
Everybody was giving me, I've never been to prison, and everybody told me I'm going to be arrested because of this, and so they told me that they're going to take away all your paper.
Let's see what's on the bottom of your feet.
So they told me to write my phone number of how to get out on my foot to my lawyer.
What's on your other foot?
Nothing.
There's another number on it.
Oh, I must have, I forgot to put that one on there.
Alright, well
It's just phone numbers, because they said that they take away all your paper and everything.
Okay.
Check this voicemail real quick before we carry on, okay?
Why not just memorize the number?
Hang on a second. Dee Dee, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm just telling you, okay? We've got off on other foots here and there, left and right sometimes. Dee Dee, the stories you're giving don't make sense, okay? And if you can't convince me, then you're not going to convince anybody.
Get her ass.
End of story. Look at me and don't hide your head. Look at me and don't hide your head. Listen to me. Listen to me. You talk way too much. Listen to me. Okay? No more of the convoluted stories about hiding in this room and they were this. Listen to me. Don't do this. That they were hiding in the room, okay? Maybe they were in the house. Maybe there was someone in the house, but they were there because you had them there. They weren't there because you were scared of them. Dee Dee, listen to me. Listen to me, and don't make these dramatic...
Bro, who put this baby in this middle-aged woman?
The tears and all that don't work.
Why do I want him dead? Why? Tell me.
Because they got you caught.
Because money. Like the number one
You
motive.
got yourself caught.
For what?
For the murder.
No, I mean, why would I have him killed? Why would I have him killed? Why would I have somebody come there and kill him? Why? Dee Dee what?
Stole all his money.
I did not steal it. Ask Cedric. Cedric says I stole it. Cedric, the people that know. No, I did. I would not kill him over money.
Dee Dee, listen to
People
me.
do.
Look at me and don't get mad.
Relax.
Let's have a normal conversation where I don't have to raise my voice and we don't have to go back and forth. Let's have a normal Dee Dee today conversation, okay? You stole the money, okay? I can prove it, okay?
You can prove
Dee Dee,
it
look
with
at
people
me.
that tell
Dee
you
Dee,
I
look
stole
at
it.
me. Look at me. I can prove it with paperwork, okay? You never paid for the house. You never paid for the assets. You drew all that paperwork up, okay? You might have had him sign it even, okay? And I don't know, hang on, I don't know the reason why. I don't know if you convinced him that everything was your name, that Centauria couldn't get it. I don't know how you convinced him to give you everything without paying for it, but you did.
Had nothing to do with it, but I did not kill that man.
Well, then explain it with a real explanation, not some convoluted this and that. A real
Holy shit, Dr. Phil's getting close.
And not your stories.
I told you how. He didn't know. He had no clue.
The problem with Dee Dee's story is that after Abraham was killed, she then moves into his home and goes about her days as if nothing had ever happened. If she was truly scared for her life,
Smart.
then why not take the millions of dollars and run away? Throughout this interrogation, every time the detectives have brought up a good point, Dee Dee has an answer ready to go. Let's see what happens when the detectives ask her why she continued to live in Abraham's home.
You know, you didn't live the life of somebody who was scared, Dee Dee. Okay? Not only that, as soon as he's dead, what do? You move on into his house. As soon as
you were
dead, you move into
so
his
scared
house.
of these individuals, why in the hell would you move into this man's house and put your
Because it
15-year-old
was
son in
safe.
there?
Because it was safe, because if you can't get past that first gate.
I don't find that.
Well, clearly not.
Dee Dee.
Give me a break.
It was.
Dee Dee.
It was safe.
Dee Dee.
So somebody that you're
You
scared
didn't
of?
live the life of a scared woman. Not at all. Dee Dee.
I did not move right in. You gotta look at the date. I did not
Okay,
move right
okay,
in.
Dee Dee.
I was not in there and moved in. When she come up, I didn't move in until like a month later.
No,
A month.
you were there. You were there.
I have
And
to
here,
look
listen
at
to this.
the
Listen,
date.
and it was funny. Here's
Why
the
am I
other
named
funny part of
Dees?
this that just doesn't, unbelievable. None of this makes sense.
Thanks,
None of
Obama.
this story can make sense at all. It's just over. Just tell the truth. Don't
What,
make me sit
what
here
were
and
you
keep
saying?
going.
Something else. Go ahead, say it.
TV, why do I need to keep going?
No, say
I've
it.
told it all. I've told it all.
Well,
I'm tired of telling.
the money card, he did that. I told you so. He wouldn't have to pay gift tax. He didn't want that.
He gave you everything he had and said, don't pay for me because
He
I don't
did-
want to pay the gift
He
tax.
doesn't want to
That makes a lot of sense.
because I'm supposed to hold on to it till he comes back. He's supposed to be getting money when he wants. And he did. He got money when he wants.
You
Genius.
Hang on a minute, he's not coming back because we just dug him out of your property.
You knew that. You knew that from the get-go. You told the CI on the tape.
Hold on.
You knew he was dead on April 6th.
We don't need to tell you what we did or not. We're talking about you and the fact that you got a 15-year-old child
You
that's
don't
potentially got to
believe
lose
me.
both parents to a prison sentence.
But you don't believe me that I didn't kill him, so lock me up and I'll prove in court I didn't kill him.
Because if you tell me the
based on a
truth,
jury.
because if you tell us the truth right now, what you tell us will depend on our forensics that we just uncovered, the scenes that we have just processed, and we will know whether or not, hang on a minute, let me finish. We will know if you are telling us the truth.
Oh, the
Why can't you
futility
go forensic?
technique.
Measure my
Because we
height.
want to hear it.
Measure my height and what gun and what velocity.
We want to hear it
everything.
from your mouth.
Measure it from me.
And we shall know whether or not you are spinning another bullshit story or if you are telling us the truth then.
Height, velocity? What is she
And
talking
then maybe
about?
that will rule out James, as you say he's not involved. Maybe that will rule him out, depending on what you tell us, and we're going to know from the get-go if it's bullshit or not. Okay, we have been at your property since frickin' Monday night.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Mhm.
You've had 2 sheriff's offices and multiple crime scene investigators out there for a week, and we're not done yet.
Mhm.
Oh, we're going to play around there some more and get exactly what we need. Do you
Get
think we're
whatever
just
you
do you
need.
think we're just out
Get
there
whatever
eating,
you-
barbecuing, having
Get
coffee every
whatever
morning?
you need. I didn't do it, so take me to jail.
Well, it sure as hell looks like you did.
Well, take me to jail and
Then
I'll
tell
prove
us
it
you
in
did.
court.
Let's hear your rationale. Let's hear your reasoning.
You
Let's
don't
hear your
believe
story.
me.
No, I'll entertain your
You don't believe
story
me. My
here.
lawyer will get to the bottom of it, and he will get the truth, and it will be in court.
And ask
told you I'll
for
listen
him?
Go
to you.
ahead and go to
I
jail.
told you I'll
Prove to
listen
us.
to you.
Prove
You
to
don't
us.
believe me.
Because you haven't said the truth yet, okay? You think about this. Here's what I was going to tell you a minute ago, okay? To believe your story, 2 murderous thugs kill, but they're going to leave you, a witness, alive. They didn't care about killing.
still get them more money.
Why are they bleeping out his name now?
Look at the amounts of checks I wrote out. Look at, where did I spend all that money?
Was there even any money left?
Look at all that cash.
At that point, was there even any money left?
Plenty. And look at all that cash, and look at how many times I took cash out so they could get more money from me that they would come up and get.
You spent all that money.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
So you're talking about when I got out $5,000 and $10,000 cash, what do I have in my house that I have spent $5,000 and $10,000? Most of that stuff I put in my house, I bought before I even got there. Look at what my Stevenson house looked like before. Look at the pictures on the internet of my.
Don't yell at me. I haven't yelled at you once today.
Yes, you've been good. I won't. Sorry.
Over the past several weeks, these detectives.
What the fuck was that? First of all, he's 100% yelled at her. Second of all, don't yell at me. You've been good. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Who's a good police officer?
Detectives have investigated every single one of Dee Dee's stories. Their investigation would cover 2 different counties.
What an
They
interaction.
would interview dozens of people. To say that these detectives are tired of her lies would be an understatement.
Did you not text Detective Clark and say you want to talk to him and the Hillsborough County detective over the
No,
case?
he asked me if I wanted to.
Well, it looked like the text was sent to him in that response that you wanted to talk to us. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, but I didn't know it was going to be the same thing where you didn't believe me, for there was somebody else there that
I never
said
I wasn't going to believe you. I'm relying on the investigation that we have done for 1 week at your property.
You think I took and shot a man, dragged him all the way by myself over to a hole that's clear across the way. I've seen it beside of freaking blood. I couldn't be an RN or an LPN. I went to EMT school, and because of EMT school, I realized I didn't like blood. I didn't like being around it. I worked as a CNA.
You can force him to go over to it, though.
And I'm going to take a body all the way over there by myself.
Dee, here's the problem. There may have been somebody else, but it's not like you're saying, okay? Was killed the night of April 6th. He wasn't buried until April 7th, okay? So you're going to tell me you see a guy get killed in front of you, in your place with your gun, then you go home with Shar, okay?
I go home with Shar.
The fuck is that?
You go home to Shar that night, and then you come back the next day to 2 guys that are still waiting for you with a dead body, okay? You don't call the police. You don't do anything, okay? None of that. You're going to actually think...
Here's another name we just glossed over. We didn't even bring... Shaky Sean hasn't even been brought back up.
Let me answer. Because they threatened to hurt my son. Well, how exactly would they have hurt your son had you driven to your house, dialed 911, and said, these people are at my house with a dead body now? Guess what would have happened? They would have been arrested that day.
Yeah.
So how could they have hurt you?
I peed my pants. I peed my pants. I was scared. I don't care. Just arrest me.
No, hang on a minute. I don't want to just arrest you. I want
Okay.
this, okay? Hang on a minute.
I shitted and farted myself.
Take a drink.
The detectives leave the room to regroup and go over the next line of questioning. Dee Dee realizes she needs to manipulate the detectives.
No way.
So she begins crying as loud as she can.
In my opinion, this women be straight fucking capping on
You all right?
I think you're right, Obama.
Hey, the fact you come over here, okay? Listen to me, okay? You come over here, we're all adults here, you want to talk, okay? You let Detective Clark know and all that. Yeah, I've never met you, okay? This is the first meeting, okay? I see, you're emotional, you're getting up and down. I just want to make sure all's on the up and up. Have you been drinking anything today or anything? I mean, do you use any type of prescriptions or narcotics or anything like that?
No.
I'm just asking. That's part of my job. Okay?
Lame as shit.
I'm not asking you to take a drug test.
I don't do anything bad in my life. I
Sure.
never have done drugs, and I don't even drink and drive. Okay. And I'm getting charged with murder. Something I did.
Not really
you see an affidavit
correlated,
here?
but
Did
okay.
I say anything about being charged with murder? Did I?
No.
Okay. We're talking.
I recently
Dee Dee, you have talked, you don't realize. You think you go around, you think all these people like you and they believe you and they're your friends, okay? Let me tell you what, all these guys that you're dealing with, oh, they're your friends while you're standing there, while you're paying them money and while you're doing things for them. But the minute the police come around, guess what their line is? Fuck that white bitch. I ain't going down for her. Let me tell you exactly what happened. Here's what happened.
And that's verbatim. That's right out of their mouth.
That is exactly what happens every single time. You think all these people are going to lie for you because while you're standing there and you're giving them money to do this and that, they're going to do it. But when the rubber hits the road, honey, it don't happen.
Damn.
Okay? They tell the truth. And guess what? I can believe them because guess
Bro,
what?
he's getting her.
It pans out every single time.
Hello, bud.
From the audio recordings to handing me the freaking the affidavit you wanted Cedric to sign, to all this stuff. It always...
That's what he told me he had seen. He told me
Dee,
that.
no, Dee Dee, and it's not gonna fly. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to help you here. You don't realize it, but I'm trying to help you.
And I didn't end up making him sign
Okay?
it.
No, because he wouldn't sign it. What do you mean making him sign it? Because he wouldn't.
Dee Dee, in the last hour and 10 minutes that we've been sitting here talking to you, you know, I picked up on some physical cues, and they're just quite interesting because I mean, I know all these concocted stories. I've watched your interview from Monday night with Detective Carter. Clark, I'm sorry.
They're videotaped over there?
They might be.
I thought that was against the law without me knowing.
It's not against the law. We are law
Ronald
enforcement.
McDonald ain't getting arrested today, DD.
Also a private building in which they can do that in. They might be using this to press on her, but yeah, they're not going to be like, oh, you body language, therefore arrested.
Okay? But I've picked...
The only way that they would use it, which is clearly what they're going to do here, is they're going to use it to make her flustered.
Story or another rabbit hole, as I like to refer to. You have just this, you know, discerned look on your face and your eyes. I mean, it's just this serious look.
He's about
and
to
then
call
when
her
the truth hits out of Detective Wallace's mouth from his long-term investigation, and he's putting to you poignant facts that are true, and you know they're true, your eyes just shut and your wheels are just turning in your head, and you're thinking to yourself, and you're saying, damn it, if he ain't right.
No.
Yes.
I'm thinking that the money stuff he talked about, that... No, you want the money to be the motive, and that's not.
No
way.
I'm telling you is the money is the motive. The money... Dee Dee, listen to me.
Ding, 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 ding,
When you
ding,
put
ding,
it in
ding.
front of a jury, the jury is
the
going to
jury
look
will
like...
convict me, and you will convict an innocent person.
No, we won't.
And then, you know what? Life will not exist that I know of, because I thought that we lived in society that people wanted the truth.
That crap.
Okay, Joker.
Okay? The truth is, you had
Okay,
something to do with
Joker.
it, and now it's time for you to tell the truth about what happened.
I'm telling you the
No,
truth,
you're
and you
not.
don't want to listen. You don't care. No, you don't. You don't want the truth. You want your side. You want your drama. You want your believing.
No, we want drama. Do you think we like working around the clock all week, being away from our own personal lives?
Do you think I like digging up a dead man from April? Do you really think I enjoy it?
Do you think any human being deserves to be put in a shallow grave on property and then have concrete poured over?
It's not right. He's not a piece of trash. It wasn't right. You don't.
Then why did you want that?
Oh shit, Hank Schrader's
you knew
walking.
Exactly where he was.
He moving.
Because, hang on a minute, because you put the piece of metal right over.
Exactly.
Exactly where.
Because
right
Ronald
exactly
told me where it was and Kelly got it there.
No.
He had a guy
Classic
that
Ronald.
I called Ronald. Come by and pick it up.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay, so the jury's going to buy all of that.
No,
but
they're not.
gonna...
I'm going to jail for something I didn't do.
And so is James Moore.
Why is James going?
I told
He
you.
dug a hole.
You're trying to threaten me with that, because that is not fair.
They are actually.
He did
Yeah.
not dig that
That's
hole.
what's going to happen.
He did
I'm
not
not
dig
threatening
that
you with
hole.
anything. That's what's going to happen.
That is not
That's
fair.
not going to happen.
Why?
She's
what do I
correct.
have to do to
Murder.
make that? So you want me
Tell
to
the
admit
truth.
to a crime I
want you to
didn't
tell
do?
the truth.
You know, you
I want you to tell the truth.
something.
I want you to tell the truth.
A guy come in and shot him, took everything that we had in the safe for cash, and left with it.
And left you alive
Yes.
to give money to somebody who you don't know.
Smart.
Right? This is your story. Let's get it straight.
So true.
So this guy kills, leaves you alive for you to give him $5,000 or $10,000 here or there to another guy that you don't know. To another guy that you don't know.
We have looked at your bank statement.
So another guy that you don't know, and I guess that's the guy that you'd put the money on the back porch, and then the guy would just sneak up in the middle of the night and take the $5,000 or $10,000 and leave. Is that the story that we're gonna go with?
Yeah, he would just grab that money and skedaddle.
Better than that.
Yeah.
Before Dee
Yeah.
told the police her newest story about how
POV, you're Ronald. Pretty believable, right?
The fuck did I just walk into?
Abraham was killed.
I was
She wanted to
skedaddling,
know
bro.
if she told him the truth. Could she keep her stuff? Detectives bring up this conversation to show
Can a guy
Dee Dee that
skedaddle?
greed never ends.
It wasn't like that.
I
He was
have
telling me I was gonna
I have
lose
an innocent
everything.
man buried on my property rotting. Can I keep my stuff, by the way?
No, I'm
Come on.
saying that I did not do it, and he was saying I'm going to lose everything. And why should I lose everything when I didn't kill the man?
Can I keep
did not
my
kill
stuff?
that man.
I'll tell you the truth. Can I keep my stuff? But no, the money's not the motive. But no, there's a guy that I don't know his name, that I call this guy Ronald, that I was going to pay another guy to be Ronald.
That sneaks up and takes money off the back porch.
Dee Dee, come on. This isn't the world we live in, and you know it. Nobody lives in that world. Nobody.
I do.
Okay? This is not a book.
I
This is
do,
not a
actually.
made-up story.
I'm Ronald.
This is real life. And
Yeah.
it's Lakeland,
And
Fucking
Florida,
Ronald comes in
and
the
it
door.
didn't happen.
Yeah, and it's real life, and this did
I'm
happen.
Ronald,
Real
actually.
life.
Real life. This did happen. Real life.
Real life.
I was really scared.
Real life.
You're going to go to prison. James is going to go to prison. And RJ's going to be raised by somebody else.
That is
Whoa.
not fair to James. James did not.
Then you know what? You're right. It's not fair. So tell the truth
Why
and
are
do
you-
something fair.
Why are you
something
blackmailing me?
fair.
You're telling me only if I tell you what you want to hear in the story you want to hear, then James
No,
doesn't go to
if you
jail.
tell me the truth.
We don't want to hear a story. We don't want to hear something that you think we want to hear. We want to hear the truth.
I-
And right
Real
now,
life.
you are mocking two detectives
Real
with this
life.
fabricated shit is what you're doing.
You're telling me there was nobody else there. You're telling me that.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, neither of us said that. What we said was there probably was somebody there, and you know who it is, and you're not telling us.
You're not
That's what we
coming out
said.
with
I
it.
don't know their name, and I'm sorry.
Dee Dee, you do know their name, you know who they were, and you arranged it. Now tell the
It
truth.
was Ronald
Tell the
McDonald.
truth and save everybody a lot of grief. Let that man rest in peace.
And let
Let
him
his
be
mom know what
buried
happened,
properly.
and let your son have a father. Do it.
Damn.
It's the end of the road. It's the bottom of the barrel.
Get 'em.
It's 6 feet under a concrete slab. It's time. It's over. Don't you understand? I have laid it out, and even you can understand that. Even you can understand that.
Get her ass, bro.
I can tell you right now, not even your family can sit on a jury and hear all the evidence against you and not put you in jail for the rest of your life for having that man killed. And you know it's true. Don't A and B and but and because. It's over. It is the truth. It's time to come to grips with the truth. That man died on April 6th because of something you did.
Oh my
I
God.
did not have that man killed. There is no motive. There is no reason why.
There's
I would
plenty of
have that
motive.
man killed.
There's plenty of
I wouldn't
motive.
do that to
There's
another
over $3
human
million
being.
worth of assets of motive.
Well, you know what? Then I'm going to go to jail for it and put an innocent victim in jail. You can put me in jail.
There's only
Go
one
ahead,
victim.
Because that is not fair.
There's
I
only
didn't
one
kill
victim.
That man.
There's one.
I
Well,
love that
you know
she
what?
just decides
Then go
money
ahead,
isn't a
lock me
motive,
up,
as if it's
because
not.
I didn't kill
She's just deciding money isn't a motive in general, as if it's not the most motive ever, really.
him. I didn't kill him. And if a jury sends me, then there's no justice in this world.
So you'd be willing to, you're saying to put you in jail, you'd be willing to take that ride and go to jail and not
Because I can't give you the
disclose-
person's name. I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't!
Yes, you can.
Who do you want it to be?
The right-
We want it to be the right person.
Tell me who
the
it is.
truth.
Tell the truth. For once in this whole story, please
I
tell
really
the truth.
don't know their name.
Dee Dee, that's not
And
the
it's
truth.
not, I didn't hire them. It's not some big conspiracy
Yes,
that I
it is.
hired this gentleman to do this.
Money
That's
is
crazy.
I think, well, there's been a lot of
Never do
conspiracy
anything just
after the
for
fact.
money.
Yes,
I'm
because
an
I was
incredible
scared,
person.
because
Yes.
I knew I'd
Yes.
be implicated, because I knew I'd go to prison for something I didn't do.
They even left you the gun.
Why would you think you were
They
going
even
to
let
prison
you
if you were
fucking
totally
gun.
innocent?
Because the money, because
Real.
of everything that did before he left, because of all of that. Look,
Oh,
it's
shit.
all a money trail.
In the
and
chair.
That's what everybody looks at.
No,
They just look
and
at
we're
the money
gonna
trail.
take this circle right back to the beginning and go to the simple word of greed. That's exactly what kept
The
this
picnic
conspiracy
blanket
going.
is sat down, bro.
Yes, it
It's
is.
gonna get real.
Yes, it is.
I
Had you
invested in a paintball
been
field.
scared,
I had invested in a
hush a
paintball
minute
field
and
so he
listen
could
to
get
me.
money from
Had
it.
you been scared, had you any heart left, you would have picked up the phone and called the cops.
I wouldn't kill him.
It
but I
doesn't
didn't
take much
have
to point
hire.
a gun and
I'm
pull
not
a
going to
trigger.
admit to something you want me to admit to. You can send an innocent person to jail, because that's what you're going to do. And
No,
if you can live
I don't
with that,
send innocent
well,
people
you
to
do,
jail.
you're going
Oh,
to.
yeah, totally.
Because this
No,
time
I
you're
don't
going
feel
to.
that I am sending
Look at how
innocent
many.
persons
Look at
to
how many
jail.
people have been innocently done before DNA come up.
Mhm.
You guys ever think about that? Think about how many people have been innocently done before DNA come up.
With
Oh,
DNA
God.
testing, look at all the people that have got innocently put in jail. I did not do it over
Let me
money.
tell you what,
This
none of
isn't
them
an
had a
issue
dead body
of-
on their yard.
This isn't an issue of DNA. This is a human being that rotted 6 feet under the ground on your property,
can't believe
where you
Charlie
showed
Mack
Greg
killed
where
him.
he is buried. That is what we have. Let's not even think about DNA right now.
This is not Dee Dee's first time in an interrogation
When
room.
DNA
She
come
most
up,
likely
but you've
knows that
already
the smartest
been
thing she can
done.
do is stop talking and ask for a lawyer. Unfortunately for her, her narcissistic personality leads her to believe that somehow she can manipulate the police and
Oh,
get
no
away
way.
with murder.
Nobody's ever thought of
even
that.
though all of her stories have been proven false.
No.
Her pride won't let her admit defeat.
You knew on November 10th or 11th, when I had you down at that office, it was going to leave the dead body on your property underneath your slab. You knew it, and you did everything you could, A, to try and make it look like he was alive and somewhere else, and then B, to try and make it look like somebody else did it. You were freaking going to pay a man to say he killed him. You were going to pay an undercover officer $50,000 to say that he killed that man. You were going to have Greg, you were going to have Greg
Damn.
turn around and dig up the man's rotted body. You gave Greg the gun.
And you left that trailer with supplies
So
for a
that-
rotting corpse.
So that he could have a proper burial. Because once I found out he was really there, I wanted him to.
You knew he was there since April. You had your husband drink the coal. Come on. You knew where he
We're
was
crying
at.
out
Are you kidding me?
loud.
You calculated every detail of this.
Goodness
Oh,
gracious.
my God.
You positioned that
Oh,
white
my
Ford
Lanta.
truck with a trailer, a nice new trailer,
That's 'cause
with
Greg
a
was telling me to do
galvanized
that.
steel tub,
Greg was telling me to do that.
bleach, Lysol, all
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Greg was telling me to
Hang
do
on
Ah.
a
that.
minute. And we have you on store
Galvanized
video
steel
at
tub.
several
I wonder what she wants to do with that.
locations buying all this shit.
Didn't Greg tell me to do that? Listen to the thing. Listen to the paper.
It's Dee Dee Moore.
Hello? Hello, this is him. Kill your parents.
More on the video purchasing this stuff.
Come on.
Go
Dee Dee.
ahead. I will sit in jail for something I didn't do.
For the rest of your life.
I don't have a choice. It
For the
all points
rest
to me
of
because
your
you
life.
don't want to
What
be.
is she talking about,
doing
bro?
so with James?
James does not deserve
I don't think
that.
he'd want to be anywhere near you.
James does not deserve that.
That's what he
has
does. You're
done
right.
nothing.
You're right. He doesn't deserve to be next to you. You're right. I'll make sure it's a different jail because I don't want him
He
next to
does
you.
not deserve that.
He doesn't
has
deserve
not
to be
did
next to
nothing.
you.
But you're trying to blackmail me by telling me he's
I'm
going to
not
go to
trying to
jail if I
blackmail
don't
you.
Blackmailing?
tell you.
There's
what
no
you hear.
blackmailing.
Well, then the story I told you.
Then tell me the truth.
I don't know the guy's name.
Oh my God! So this ruthless killer kills and leaves you
What is
alive.
what is
witness.
Black Shirt doing,
You
bruh?
alive?
And you
Are you
continue.
kidding
Is he
me?
inspecting
we
his
are murder
fingies?
detectives. We deal with stuff every day. If a robbery like that goes down, they kill all the witnesses. Oh no, that's right. You talked them out of killing you. Are you kidding me? The only thing you can talk people into is shooting you.
Yeah.
Dee Dee Moore is a con artist. She conned every dime out of my uncle
You
and my
know what?
cousin.
You know what? Just about every person we have spoken to and re-interviewed, and correct me if I'm wrong, Detective Wallace, has all said in common about you, Ms. Dee Dee Moore. Doris Moore, is that how the correct pronunciation of your first name?
Mm-hmm.
She duped me. I feel like an idiot because she duped me.
Here's
And
the-
these are street smart people.
What does that mean,
usually
bud?
don't get duped. These are men that were embarrassed to say that to two cops that were street smart,
The fuck?
and they all had the same common phrase.
What does that
"Dee Dee
mean?
Duped
It was
me.
not like that.
The detectives realize that Dee Dee does not like the idea of her husband being charged with murder, so they're about to make a phone call in front of her. The call is meant to convince Dee Dee that her husband is about to be arrested
Real.
because she doesn't stop lying.
Well, since you want to say I killed him, I mean, you know, that's what you're saying, then just arrest me because you're going to be arresting a innocent
Let's
person.
do something first. Hang on.
No, I don't need to know
I
the
did
definition
not
of
kill-
duping.
Do something first.
What?
You gotta make a call.
I mean, like the rest of the sentence he was saying.
Hey. Yeah. Go on over the houses on Forbes Road and go ahead and get him.
That's not fair. Don't do that.
It's the dude that looks like James Moore.
Okay,
Go
I'll
ahead and get him.
talk. Don't.
Go ahead and go
It's
ahead.
not
Hang on a minute.
fair.
Hang on a minute. Are you gonna talk or not?
Yes.
All right, hold off. But I want
Just
you. I
have
want
a
you
position
3
on
blocks.
Jerry
I want
Smith.
you. I want you there off of Jerry Smith and Trapnell, and wait for my next call.
Do you think we're freaking playing games with you, Dee Dee?
What do you want me to say to not hit
No,
you?
the truth. Don't play this
Oh,
freaking
shit.
game
He walking.
anymore. You look me straight in the
Decide
eye
the rest of
and
the
decide your fate right here, right now. Because I got no qualms with locking up your husband with your ass and putting your son in protective custody until we can sort out who can be his guardian. Do you understand me?
Yes.
I am not playing any more freaking games with you, Dee Dee.
Oh my God,
I
language.
did not have that man hired to kill. If you want me to say I hired him, then say I hired him.
I don't want
Whatever
you to
want.
say.
But he came there. and
Look
he
at me.
murdered.
Shh. A minute. I don't want you to say anything that you think I want you to say. I want the truth. And I will know the truth when I hear it from your mouth based on what I already found out this week. 1 week is what I have spent backfilling and backfeeding on all the 10 months of intense investigation that man and his partners have done.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a murder. I am not talking about a money trail right now. I am talking about the murder of.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me the truth about what happened to and who was involved with you before we go to your ex-husband's house and lock his ass up. And RJ is there right now. Do you think I'm playing games?
No, I don't. But
Sit
that's
back
not
and talk
fair.
to me.
That's not fair.
It is fair. It's reality. It's called solving crimes, Dee Dee. It is law
I
enforcement.
really don't know the guy's name. I really
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I would not
Sorry.
ever shoot another human being. That is really sick. Very sick. Very, very sick.
I had to do it at one point. He's
Valuable witness.
cooking her ass, bro.
Nah.
Okay.
A valuable witness.
That's it. I'm done.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit
That's not
down
fair.
now.
That's
That's it. I'm
blackmail.
done. I'm
That's
done.
blackmail.
No, it's
That's
not.
why can't I go to jail and take the charges? Why can't I take the
It's going right
charges?
now.
Just say I did it.
It's going right now.
No, just say I did it.
James is going first.
Finally, 17 months. Sorry for interrupting crime time.
There was such a weird silence for that. Wow.
Did you lie to you? That's not fair.
Yeah, you've been lying.
You're
Probably your entire-
blackmailing me to lie to you so this man doesn't get arrested.
Define how this is blackmail. It's called
Because
investigation.
you want me to
If
say
we have
something
probable
that's
cause,
not
then we're
true.
going to affect probable cause.
You're wanting me to say something that is not true. You're wanting me to say I did it, I concocted it, I hired this man and everything. You're wanting me to
Your
say
reliability
that.
and accountability of speaking the truth is all shot to hell.
Okay, well that's fine, but I'm not going to sit there and lie
Sit back.
about stuff I didn't do.
Detectives are not allowed to threaten a suspect if the threats include illegal actions. For example,
Mm-hmm.
they can't threat physical harm or
Mhm.
do things like deny them food or water.
Mhm.
However, They are allowed to make legal threats,
Mhm.
like charging a family member if they suspect they are involved in a crime.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that James couldn't pass a polygraph to say he didn't have
Don't mimic
Polygraph
me, you
is
freak.
inadmissible in court.
Well,
Yeah.
he never would do anything wrong in his life. What do you want me to
The
say?
hell was that,
do you
bro?
want me to take the charge and go ahead and say I murdered him so that he doesn't get charged?
I want the truth from you for the first time since November 10th.
I told you the truth. I don't
No, you
know
haven't.
the guy. He
No,
came in and he...
No, you haven't! You have not! Quit yelling at me. I've been nice to you the whole time.
You want me to tell you a lie.
Oh my
So
God.
you tell me what lie you want me to tell you, and then James can stay there because that's not fair to him. He did not know anything. He is innocent in all of this, and so you're going to put an
But
innocent man in
you
jail.
are not. You are not.
You want me to admit
You
that I
are not.
forcefully I paid some crazy man to kill. That is not true. I wouldn't pay for a man to get
What
killed
is-
over
It's sad that she's
money.
What is the truth?
not lying.
So you killed him yourself.
I wouldn't kill a man over that. So I'm going to take by myself and take a body out of a house
Not that hard.
and shoot him and handle all of that emotionally.
I love that that's her argument for if she did it herself, is that she couldn't move a body by herself. Not anything else. Nothing else. Just that she can't move a body herself.
And then handle emotionally disposing of it by myself.
Yeah,
You've
people
done
do it
pretty
every
well.
day.
It might be the
Dee Dee was
video
allowed
that
to
he
go
got
home
bleeping the
after
name, not him.
interrogation, But the next day, after she had time to think up an explanation to all the evidence,
Oh, boy.
Dee Dee asked if she could be interviewed again.
Oh my
In the
God.
end, the detectives were once again able to discredit her new narrative, and they called her out for all her lies.
No
You
fucking
don't
way,
care.
bro.
You care about you.
No, I
You are
do
the
care.
only one that you care about. You're the most selfish woman I've ever seen in my life.
No, I do care.
Who do you care about?
I
When you
care
look in
about
the mirror,
myself.
I care about me, and that's
No, I
it.
don't. I'm gonna go in prison for something I didn't even do and sit on a mattress with no pillow.
What a little
Oh,
jingle.
They
no.
give you pillows
No,
in
you get a
prison.
pillow.
Yeah, they give you pillows.
Oh, I heard
You
they
even
did.
get- yeah,
No,
you
no,
even
They
they
give you
like a
nice
blanket.
pillows and blankets, sheets, all that stuff. You
Oh.
get linens in prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
You
care
know,
about
that'll be
me.
the
Oh, it's
300
in
now.
jail?
No, in jail you have pillows too.
Everybody told me you didn't get a pillow.
Falkenberg has great pillows. Orient Road has great pillows.
Oh, they told me you
In
didn't
fact,
get
the laundry
pillows.
the laundry room's right over here.
Oh.
Yeah, I see it every morning when I come into
Oh.
work. They're out there cleaning the sheets and drying.
What is
You
this
get a job.
conversation?
They give you work while you're there. You can clean,
Yeah.
you can wash, or you can cook. I mean, you do that for the rest of your life.
That's fine. I guess I'm gonna have to. I don't have a
Do you know
choice.
how to
I'm
cook?
trained.
I mean, do you have like culinary skills and stuff?
Yeah, I know how to cook.
Can you cook for 3,000?
That could be valuable over there.
Yeah.
Maybe you can do that. You can like stir the beans and put together bologna
Stir the
sandwiches.
beans.
I mean, there's different trustee positions at different state prisons around.
It's on the bright side of it. You got to,
Bro, this
you
is
got
just
to
a
up to
roast
$1 million.
session now.
A lot of people will never get to do that.
Yeah.
At least you got to do that before you end your life ended.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to prison and I'll have to fight my way out. I know.
Dude,
I
you'll
didn't
never
do
get
it.
out. You're never getting out.
Why?
It's done.
Once you get sentenced to a prison sentence,
I thought
you
life
gotta...
in prison was 25 years.
Oh, no.
No. Life in
Murder,
prison
dear.
means like the rest of your life.
Technically.
Natural born
If
life.
you were getting 25 years and the judge say, oh, 25-year sentence, 35-year sentence, 50-year sentence, life in prison means when you go in, you don't come out.
Yeah.
Kind of like the, what is that, roach motel thing? Roaches go in, they don't come out. You know, kind
You're
of.
the roach.
Yeah, you'd be the roach.
Stocky.
You go in, you wouldn't come out. That's life. That's life in prison.
Man, don't, this, I don't know what you're thinking.
But don't forget they have pillows, blankets, sheets. You don't have to worry about that.
And shower shoes. You get
Shower
like orange
shoes,
plastic
yeah.
shower shoes.
They even have hot water. They have hot water.
You get to shower with other people. You know.
It won't be like that shower that's in, you know, that red brick home, that nicely renovated bathroom. It won't be like that. It's, you know, big
Very
open room,
essential.
tile, bunch of shower heads popping out. Yeah, that kind of thing.
You're just describing jail to this woman now.
But you don't seem to want to tell us the truth.
I mean, what do you want us to do? Say, all right, you know, you're right, Dee Dee. Gee, that's not fair. I mean, You got everything pointed to Dee Dee Moore, so, hey, all right, not fair.
Hey, but she
We'll go
told
tell
us
the
it
judge
was.
it ain't fair.
She told me it's not fair, and she didn't do it.
This-
So, Your Honor, I think that
This
that's...
follow-up interview is just them roasting her ass, bro.
And I tried to name all the people's names that could have had something
She's
sent
getting
there to
cooked.
do it, and you wouldn't look any of them
That
up.
could have. Somebody could have done this. Somebody could... Of course, I was standing there, and I buried the damn body, and I'm part of it, but I'm not...
And then I even
Didn't
showed
do
right
that.
where it is, underneath the little piece of metal, and whispered
Didn't
away.
do that.
Here's the gun that he was killed
Didn't
with.
do
Here's
that.
the body.
But I'm not going to say who it was, but there's a ton of people that it could be.
I didn't do that.
Hell, it could be somebody that we don't even know about. It could be anyone.
I think it was
might have
Shaky
passed the
Sean,
guy
bro.
On the way here.
Because 60's a real busy
Yeah.
thoroughfare between your
I might
county.
have seen him last time I went to dinner at Barnacles. The guy might have been there. There's a lot of people like that. Don't worry about it. I think we're done today. You ready to go?
They're just making fun of her, bro.
Yeah, don't stress yourself out too much. Just anticipate it.
I know. Just tell me when you want me to be here.
No, I told you, I'll come pick you up.
They're just
No, 'cause you
cooking
want
the
this
shit
show.
out of her,
You
bro.
want that to show off. You want the media there. You want the pictures.
No.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. I'll
No.
get the cameras lined up for me to walk into the jail.
You drove that truck, right?
I have never hurt that man. He knows I would, everyone knows I would never hurt that man in any way.
Did you murder Abraham Shakespeare?
Absolutely not. And I will
Dee Dee,
not do that.
you indicated you know who pulled the trigger.
I have given all the information to the sheriff's department. With the situation and how it went down, I wouldn't believe myself. I would say, lock her up. I would. But there's always two sides to every story. There's always more to any situation. God up above knows I didn't shoot that man, and that is the only person I have to answer to.
Dee Dee was charged with first-degree murder. Throughout the trial, Dee Dee made sure that she was the center of attention.
No way.
She cried as loud as she could, and she
No
was
way.
always reacting to the evidence.
No way.
She even made threats to witnesses and was thrown out of the courtroom.
What?
Dee Dee was found guilty, and she received life in prison
No
without the
way.
possibility of parole.
Changed her hair color? No, her hair probably changed back because she can't dye it in prison. I can't believe it.